Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be the next 3 months, October, November, and December, so quarter 4 of this year. And we are going to jump right in here. And in your first row, we are going to take a look at just your general energies that you will be dealing with over the next 3 months. And sorry, this entire deck is upside down. What else is new, right? Next, we're going to look at anything unexpected or anything that could be going on behind the scenes over the next 3 months. And that'll be in this row right here. In your next row, we're going to look at what's coming to light. So we are going to be looking at anything that you need to pay attention to, anything that could be being exposed, pretty much anything. So, I thought I was being creative, Pisces, using the moon and the sun, basically, darkness and light, right? Probably not. In your last row, we're going to look at the good stuff. So it doesn't matter what comes up in this row. It's going to be positive no matter what, and that'll be there. We're also going to pull 5 main themes for you at the end, and we are going to do 3 yes or no question cards as well on top of that. So it's going to be an action-packed reading. Pisces, I feel like you need to focus on the smokus. I feel like you need to focus on the small things. To me, good reading, kind of. But I also feel that there's too much future thinking, which I feel like I said to you before. Having big dreams, great for you right now, Pisces. Great for like the next decade of your life, really, to have big dreams. But I think, thinking, oh, I have all these things to do, right? You have this chop wood card here. You also have this drama card here, which is Mercury and Leo in this Oracle of the Radiant Sun. And in that deck, that card, it kind of represents and breaking things down. Not only that, you have this isolation card, Saturn and Virgo, which is about kind of breaking things down into tiny little bite-sized pieces, doing what you can do today, not like trying to do everything right now, right? I feel like that's just going to cause a lot of overwhelm. So if you are feeling overwhelmed at this time, I think it's because you have some really good ideas. You show up here at the end, High Priestess in the Moon. High Priestess literally says, sky's the limit, or there are no limits to what you can accomplish. You even have the Hermit, which is he's climbed to the top of the mountain, but you have that moon, all the fears, all the things creeping in, which we're going to talk about here over the next 3 months. I think next year is amazing for you, and really this year, the end of this year is amazing as well. Maybe a little bit slow, like I said, but still pretty amazing. And what I would say is I feel if you just break things down and do what you can today, then you're not going to overwhelm yourself, and you're going to get a lot more accomplished. I think that, again, I don't want to dwell on this, but if you're thinking, like, oh, I have to get all these things done for my business or in my career or in my personal life or in my health. It's just, like I said, you're just not going to probably sit around and think about it, right? I've been there. I've done it. I still do it. And what I'd say here is I just pick, if you're finding yourself in that mode, I would just pick one thing to do and I would get it done today. And then tomorrow, same thing. And then the day after, you're going to get so much accomplished if you do things that way. And I actually feel what's going to happen is you're going to start feeling accomplished because you're actually getting things done instead of doing nothing for a month and then beating yourself up because you did nothing and then getting into this vicious cycle. So that's what I feel this reading is kind of talking about. You have the Ace of Wands, the Three of Pentacles, and the Fool here. Time for you to take a leap of faith for sure towards your desires. I feel that you have some sort of desire to have a new, fresh start. You have this card, the Death card, and, several other new beginning cards here, the Fool. The Castle in the background on the Ace of Wands is crumbling. Kind of represents out with the old, in with the new. So I feel for a lot of you that you're putting work into just new projects, new ideas, new things. You have the Three of Pentacles here. Teamwork makes a dream work. As always, I would say anyone who can help you be successful would probably be a good idea. Again, you have this isolation card. For some of you, I feel like you're feeling lonely just in love in general, but it doesn't have to be love. I don't really see this as a love reading, honestly, although that could change when we start to clarify. But what I would say is that there's no reason to not allow people to help you, especially if they want to, with the Three of Pentacles. This is a card of quality work. There's also this water triangle right here. This is a fire triangle on top. I always say Three of Pentacles is my icing on the cake card. To me, it says that you're doing really good work, but maybe allowing, kind of collaborating with other people or working with other people could be the icing on the cake for you and could really bring things to the next level. You also have the Fool. I feel you're ready for a new beginning and a fresh start in your life. This could be in any area of your life, so you're just ready for something new at the end of the year. I mean, really, it's impossible for Jupiter to be entering into your second house next year, or at the end of this year, I should say, in December. And then next year, Jupiter in the second is freaking amazing. It's when you harvest all the rewards from Jupiter being in your first. and also just really good for money. So any projects that you're thinking of working on, I feel there's a lot of success for you here, Pisces. Let's dig into it. Let's see what's going on for you. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment. I feel you need to focus on fulfillment, though. I really feel you need to focus on what makes you happy, what makes you feel fulfilled. I feel if you're sacrificing yourself, I'm getting the word sacrifice for some reason, probably that Ten of Swords. But again, we're not there yet, so I don't like to jump to conclusions with my intuition. But what I would say here is I feel there's some sort of sacrifice, or you're feeling a sacrifice. And I feel there's a need for you to embrace this Nine of Cups energy. Fulfillment is different for all of us, so we all find fulfillment doing different things. And you need to focus on what brings you fulfillment, and I feel you need to do more of those things, that provide fulfillment and happiness. With the Three of Pentacles, you have the Two of Swords here. Not seeing something here in your life. I feel, I kind of feel good about this. I'm getting an interesting message here, Pisces, where some of you, it's like you could be working on something, and there's just, I feel if you do some exploring, you might find some better ways, especially in work or business or career. I feel you could just be discovering some better ways to do things, but you're going to have to look for it. Again, we have all these retrogrades at the end of the year here, and, it's like things are not going to be immediately clear. And as I said in the 2022 readings, I'm about to do 2023 readings, fortune favors the bold. You have the Queen of Wands. That's the reason why I was saying that in the 2022 readings, and you have her right here. So, you're going to have to look for opportunities here with the Two of Swords. I also feel this could be a stalemate here with the Two of Swords. Three of Pentacles, working together, coming to an agreement. The Two of Swords is mediation. So if you're dealing with a person here, and this could be marriage counseling or something like that, it is popping into my head. With the Fool card, you have the Knight of Wands. Definitely time for you to take a leap of faith towards something that you desire. The Knight of Wands, he just desires to do something and he goes and does it. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter, how he gets there. He just does it. He's very spontaneous and he's willing to go on the adventure. I feel like some of you definitely could be going on an adventure here as well. Next on what's unexpected or anything that's behind the scenes, basically anything you don't see, you have this ambition card. I kind of feel you need to feed your ambition a little bit here. And how do you feed your ambition? Exactly like I was saying, I feel those small wins every single day are going to kind of get you moving closer and closer and closer towards success. So I feel there's a lot of success for you, but I also feel like you need to kind of maybe be a little bit, kind of feed the ambition side of things in your life. You have the Death card, the King of Swords, and the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is the energy of rushing or being too hasty. So I wouldn't rush over things. And again, I feel like this is saying don't rush to finish lines. Don't rush to, accomplish your big goals. Because I feel this is more your mind rushing. I feel this is more like your mind is all over the place with this card. I feel like maybe embracing a little bit more discipline with the King of Swords. I know that this is boring, but being disciplined is super boring. But I would be disciplined with the King of Swords. I would kind of look and say, okay, today I can do this one thing to move my health forward or my business or my relationship or whatever. And I feel if you do that, again, you're going to accomplish way, way more than you would if you were just kind of, daydreaming about all the things you want to accomplish right now. With the Death card, there's some sort of change or transformation coming in for you. I feel there could be a Scorpio coming in for some of you as well if you are looking for love. But again, do I really see this as a love reading? Not yet. I would say Ace of Wands wanting to pop out there. So again, major focus on your ambitious desires, let's call it. But for some reason, I feel a blockage here, Pisces. You're not allowing yourself to do what you truly want to do or something. Let's see. With the Death card, you have the Ace of Pentacles. Look at all these aces, 3 aces, technically. That one popped out, but you have 2 aces in the reading right next to each other. 2 aces is a yes to any question that I haven't answered. I feel you have to walk through this doorway here. It's almost as if something is complete. Normally the Ace of Pentacles is my garden card. There's this garden in the front here, and this is something that needs nurturing, but it's almost as if you've nurtured something enough and now it's time to kind of get moving to the next thing here with this Ace of Pentacles. So that's what I'd be doing here. With the King of Swords, you have the Three of Cups, celebration, happiness. Again, another card of teamwork right next to the Three of Pentacles. The King of Swords can represent an expert, someone who can solve your problems very, very quickly. And so if you're having a problem, maybe you need an expert to solve the problem. And this says it's totally worth it because they'll solve your problems very quickly. It could also just be a celebration. So I feel there's a lot of happiness coming in for you here with the Three of Cups. So I definitely like to see that. With the Knight of Swords, you have the Four Wands. Four Wands actually was stuck to the table over here just a second ago. And then, again, I don't really take pop-outs. And what I would say here is, here you go, Four Wands, marriage. So some of you could be dealing with marriage or a marriage situation. This looks like an ending to me, Pisces. Four Wands, Ten of Swords to the Hermit, like leaving something behind to have a new beginning here with that Hermit card, or maybe you've just discovered what you deserve in relationships as well. I do get a sense of loneliness here, but I also see a lot of people here. So I'm a Pisces. I totally get being alone. Sometimes I think us Pisces like to be alone. Then sometimes I feel like we do feel lonely and we do want to be around people or a person, take it how it resonates, right? And I kind of just feel the teeter-totter, the back and forth here of those two ideas, being with a person, being alone, being with, multiple people as well, socializing, just in general. But I do feel the isolation here with this energy. And here you go. In your next row of what's coming to light in your reading, you have the drama card, and you also have this isolation card as well. I'm noticing that knot there on the top of the drama card. Something is tied in knots. I kind of feel that energy for you where you could have been, I feel like this is a past energy, which is interesting. Too much confusion. I feel things going round and round and round in circles. The isolation card, I feel some of you could be choosing to isolate yourself, or you have been isolated. Again, I do feel it's super, super important that you don't take on too much at the end of this year. Because I feel like there's a lot of success for you, even though maybe it doesn't look like it with this row. I feel like there's a lot of success, but it's not going to come in through just like trying to do everything at once. And I feel that this card, for whatever reason, is really, really stressing it. Maybe it's because you feel like you don't have as much energy, so you need to socialize to kind of fill your energy back up, or maybe you need to do some fun things, right? So that you can kind of regain some energy. So it's like if you try to do everything, I feel like you're just going to have no energy. If you try to do like one thing at a time every day, like one activity, right? And you do something fun that fills you with energy, then you're actually going to be making a lot more progress. And that's what this reading is really saying to me. You have the Ten of Wands, the Ten of Swords, and the High Priestess here. Trust your intuition, number one. Number two, Ten of Wands. Trying to be everything at once, right? Never works. So trust me, I've tried it. So I would say that if you're trying to do everything, then you're just not going to be successful. I see just like a lot of plates. I feel like you're trying to give of yourself too much to like too many different things. It's 11-11. I always start I don't know if it's because I always start your readings at the same time, Pisces, but look there you go. 11-11. So what I would say here is that I feel like you are the person that's on these plates. I see like all these people around you. It's almost like you're just trying to give to multiple people or something like that. I feel like it's time for you to like suck yourself back up into your own body. I know that sounds weird, but that's what I'm getting with this Ten of Wands. And I would be very careful of also telling people your ideas at the end of this year. I feel like you have some really good ideas and people just can't see it. I feel like I said this to you recently as well. You have the Ten of Swords here. Ten of Swords is something that's dead, done, over with. And what I will say is that the sun is coming up in the background here, and you do have the Death card, but you go Death, Ten of Swords to the Moon here, which is we're definitely going to have to take a look at, although it is showing up in the good stuff, right? You have the High Priestess. I feel that you have like unlimited potential in your life, but I feel you need to embrace it. It's like she understands that there are no limits to what she is able to accomplish. She's also sitting between this B and the J, can represent a lot of things, but I'm kind of getting an interesting message here for you as well, Pisces, where it's like, none of us can be all good or all bad, right? It's like there are different levels to good and bad in all of us. She understands the integration of energy. She understands that maybe sometimes in life she has to upset some people. She understands that she can please other people as well, and, kind of vice versa. And she understands this energy. I feel something about this here where it's like maybe you've been pleasing the wrong people in your life. And I feel this could be a major kind of wake up call that you're having at this time, is that you're like, wow, I've been pleasing people who just don't even give energy to me, and I understand who I should be giving energy to. Feels like a big change at the end of the year, that kind of realization. With the Ten of Wands, you have the Wheel of Fortune. Boom, like quick change is what I'm getting here. It's like the second you stop putting all your energy into all these things, scattering yourself, and you give it to the things that lead to that Nine of Cups fulfillment, I feel like there's a very rapid change for you here. I feel like it's around the November timeframe is what I would say. So probably in the middle of these next 3 months that there's going to be a very rapid change. I have the 4th popping into my head as well. I do not trust psychic timing at all. To me, the universe doesn't wear a watch. But what I would say is I feel around that time, first couple weeks there of November, you're going to notice a dramatic change. I feel like you're noticing a change in your finances in Scorpio season as well. Like right away, like very quickly, a boost here. It's almost as if, I feel like you're noticing a change already, in your finances. Something is taking time to develop here. But again, I feel like you notice a dramatic change once you it's almost as if I see you kind of sucking all these pieces of yourself back into yourself. I don't know. I hope that makes sense. And all these pieces have been scattered for a while. Doing this is leading to clarity, I feel, with that Hermit coming up right next to it, right here. So I feel this is leading to a great deal of clarity in your life and understanding. I also feel that you could be kind of understanding some blockages that you've had to go through to get to this point, but very quick change. Here you go with the Ten of Swords. You have the sun in the area. What did we call this row? We called it the things that are coming to light. The sun says pay attention to your attention. When the sun shows up in a reading, it kind of adds a very positive spin to the reading in general. But what I would say is just every once in a while, I feel intuitively that the sun is trying to get you to pay attention to some area of your life. So what does that mean? It means, well, Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands, sometimes we have a desire, but then we start to question it. It's like, if you're interested in leeches all of a sudden, you might be thinking like, what, how is that going to help my life? But I don't know. You never know, right? I always say, follow your inspirations. What do you feel inspired to do at this time? What crazy ideas do you have that need nurturing, right? With the High Priestess, you have the Eight of Wands, like I said, happening quickly. Eight of Wands is a very quick movement, very quick conclusion, very quick success. So I feel that the changes are happening very quickly for you in your life once you stop giving to things that don't give to you. And I'm not just talking about love here. This is everything. I see people, again, the image I had in my head was like people sitting around a dinner table, but I feel like it was you on everybody's plate. It's like everybody's just taking from you. And it doesn't even have to be people. It could be like certain experiences. It could be a job. It could be a business that's wasting your time. But I feel like you're kind of coming back into yourself. I hope that makes sense. At the end here in the area of the good stuff, you have this hindrance card. It says fate has blocked the path for you. So again, this is the good stuff. It doesn't matter that this is a challenging card. I feel like spiritual flat tire vibes, obviously, on this. And clearly there is some sort of fated blockage that you have experienced. I feel like you've already experienced this, which is interesting. It's kind of weird because I almost feel this reading is going future to the past. That's not how I read, but again, I read intuitively. I read however I feel, and that's what I feel in your reading. It's almost as if this blockage has already happened in your life. For others, I feel you're just looking at past disappointments and seeing how they're all adding up to, like a big picture in your life. You have the Hermit, the King of Cups, the Queen of Wands, and the Moon. If you are looking for love, I feel there could either be a Scorpio or a Virgo coming in for you. Could be any sign. This is a general reading, but I do feel there could be someone who has gone through a lot in their life that's coming in for you. I feel like they have a lot of wisdom and a lot of guidance to offer you as well. It's almost like they don't have to do anything to guide you, though. I feel they're just kind of, it strikes me as a person who's just supportive in the right ways. Like what's popping into my head is this. I feel what that means to me is like I feel like it's a person who just kind of like inches you along. It's almost as if this is gonna sound weird to you, but it's like sometimes I think of like what would a good relationship for a Pisces be who's looking for support. I always jump to Capricorn for Pisces because usually if a Pisces is the type of Pisces that needs support, it would probably be a Capricorn. But I'm not feeling Capricorn energy here other than I feel there could be a person who just knows how to nudge you along, right? Let's put it that way. I feel like they feed your ideas as well. So if you're like a business person or if you're just a person who has a lot of dreams, I feel like this person is the type of person who kind of gets you moving here, Pisces. I like it. Next, you have the King of Cups and the Queen of Wands. So I feel there's mutual attraction here. I feel like a very deep emotional connection as well. So for those of you looking for love, this could be a very deep emotional connection that's coming in for you. The King of Cups could also be your emotions. I feel your emotions stabilizing as we get to the end of the year. And again, I feel you're feeling very passionate, very like, it's almost as if, this is going to sound weird as well, but I feel like your chemistry, I don't want to say brain chemistry, but I feel like your body chemistry is right. It's like everything is kind of lining up, even deep down into your soul, your brain, everything. I feel it's making you feel very motivated, very successful, like you want to do things as well. It's almost as if there's more and more reasons coming in for you to accomplish your goals, and maybe you've just been feeling tired or lazy, over the past few months, or, I'm talking about quarter 3, right? and maybe in August and even September, you were feeling kind of tired. You have the moon here, and again, this is showing up in the good stuff, so I feel you're very intuitive. I feel like you need to trust your intuition. I also feel this is tied to that waxing moon card in the gibbous moon in the beginning of your reading. I feel you need to bring your ideas down to earth because there's definitely a lot of success for you here, Pisces. So let's clarify this. With the Hermit, you have the Temperance card, turning one thing into another. I feel like you have the power to kind of create turnarounds in your life. This is, and I feel maybe that's what you realized with that blockage, that hindrance card, is that when you have blockages in your path, I feel like you have realized that that doesn't necessarily mean that you're not going to accomplish what you want to accomplish. It just means you have to, kind of turn things around, or you have to be able to use your Pisces magic to create a solution. And I feel sometimes that's just it, right? When we overcome a major challenge in our life, I feel it gives us a lot of confidence. Queen of Wands, you are gaining in confidence here, Pisces. With the King of Cups and the Queen of Wands, you have the Tower. Again, this is the area of the good stuff, so it doesn't matter that the Tower is showing up here. I finally understand what this reading's talking about after babbling on for however long I've been talking about here. I feel like this reading is saying that you're kind of overcoming the impossible or something that doesn't seem possible, and because of it, it's giving you a lot of confidence. And now you're like, well, what else can I accomplish? I'm getting the word shake in reality as well. And the Tower could definitely be a shake in reality, or it could be something that shakes you up here. But, if you had a shake up, and I feel like it's already happened, then I would say that's kind of motivating you towards bigger and better things. With the moon here, you have the Six of Wands. I feel like you were right, Pisces. I feel like something has come to light for some of you. Some of you could have gotten information here, especially if you were in a relationship where you found, like in this row here, where you felt lonely, or maybe there was a lot of drama, or maybe you felt like you were tangled up in knots. I feel like you learned some sort of truth here. Some sort of truth came to light with the moon. You always knew, Pisces, is what I'm getting here with the Six of Wands, but I don't know, I feel like you didn't want to believe it, or maybe you just see the best in people, or whatever the case may be, but I feel like you learned some sort of truth, and it's like set you free now. And I kind of feel this like an energy of being unstoppable with that Tower card. So, I feel for a lot of you, you're kind of climbing some mountains, finding a lot of success here. I don't know. I like this, Pisces. Definitely going in the right direction. We're going to pull 5 main themes for you now, and we are just going to see what you get for your 5 main themes for this last quarter of the year. You have this Mice card. I mean, you cannot make this stuff up. It says discord among friends and family. Again, I saw you on like multiple plates in your life. And I feel like these were people's energies or something. Mice also represent progress and like how we make progress. So they kind of chew through walls very slowly. And like I was saying, I think one step at a time is your answer for the rest of the year. You also have this egg card. It says success assured with good plans and hard work. What have we been talking about this whole entire time? I feel like having a solid plan and following a plan is going to be very important. I've talked about all the Capricorn energy that we dealt with in like 2017. It doesn't matter that Saturn isn't in Capricorn any longer. If I were you, Pisces, and I am, and I have a ton of Capricorn in my chart, I would be, focusing on the 80-20 rule, which is like 80% of your results come from 20% of your work. So I'd focus on that. I would also be focusing on, making sure that you're following a plan. Like if you're doing a business, make sure that there's a plan. Make sure you're not just throwing stuff at the wall. Although, that's not true. I think it's a great time to experiment, but I would be tracking those experiments. Like if you're throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks, make sure you understand why you're doing the things that you're doing. It's like, again, I have this other channel, Minnow Pond Productions, which I'm going to start putting videos up on there now, but I'm like going to show people behind the scenes stuff because it's like, I track way more than, I think people don't realize what goes behind making sure things work in life. And, that's what I want to talk about on that channel, as if I don't do enough, right? But why not? Next, you have the scales. It says, keep your life in balance. We kind of talked about this, giving to the right things, making sure you're giving to the things that give to you, major focus here. Next, you have the frying pan. It says trouble, accusations. So I do feel some of you need to be careful of kind of like accusations and things like that you're making against a person or people. It could also be the other way around. So let's look into this and see. You have this elephant. I'm getting elephant in the room. It says a long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. For some of you, I'm wondering if you're doing something that people don't agree with and they're accusing you of something. It's like maybe they don't want you to travel or leave their life. So again, if you've been giving yourself to people and then you pull your energy back, I always tell people, especially Pisces, it's like the second a Pisces pulls back from people, right? Like family or other people. It's like you're not there to be their emotional sponge. So of course they're going to have a reaction. I would be careful of that, right? And I also wouldn't give in with this energy if you're pulling your energy back for a reason. You don't owe anyone anything, Pisces. You have this bowl. It says plenty of material things. Definitely, I'm telling you right now, money increasing. Also, definitely material energy increasing. So I feel you could be having a lot of material success between now and the end of the year. I even see some of you buying things you never thought you were going to be able to buy, like cars or, things like that. So, obviously this is going to require work. It's not going to magically happen, but if you do the work, it's here for you, Pisces. So a lot of success. And then next year, forget about it. Very ambitious next year. I see you growing like crazy next year as well. So pretty amazing. We're going to pull 3 yes or no question cards now, Pisces. We're going to do 1, 2, and 3 right here. Feel free to pause this reading if you need time to think of your questions 1, 2, and 3. For question number 1, you have the 7 of Cups here. If you focus, it's a yes. I should call this yes, no, maybe. I always forget. But, if you focus, then I would say yes with the 7 of Cups. For question number 2, I would say no. You have the Tower, and you have the Tower twice in this reading. Again, I feel like there was a Tower moment or has been a Tower moment. And I can't remember the exact words I used, but something about like shaken reality or something like that. So a lot of you could be dealing with shaken reality. But I feel, just not to dwell on this again, but I feel that it's just your, seeing the truth is kind of what's popping into my head here. And that's what I mean by shaken reality. Maybe you realize you've been wasting your time with, people or a person with that dinner plate thing that I was seeing in my head. It could be one person, multiple people, a business, a career. And I would just say, number 1, don't beat yourself up. When we get into that mode, then we think we wasted time. Then we're like, oh my God, I got to rush to fix this. Knight of Swords in your reading. I feel like this is saying no, one step at a time, and you'll get there much faster. If you're trying to rush something, it's not going to work. Question number 3, hell yes. Empress, very attractive at this time. I'm telling you, someone's attracted to you. I feel like there could be someone who hasn't moved towards you yet here. It's a Scorpio or Virgo, I'm telling you. It could be a fixed sign as well. Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, or Leo, just in general. They could have those signs in their chart. And I feel like this person finds you very attractive. And again, I feel like they're very much like this. That's the best way I could describe this person. I feel like they want you to be the Empress. And again, it doesn't matter what gender you are. Anyone can be abundant, right? And I feel like they want you to be like this together. It's like they want to create or be with a person so that has, a power couple vibe, if that makes sense. So very interesting reading, Pisces. Interesting. It's going to be interesting to do next year's reading soon as well to see where this goes. But I like it. So again, one thing at a time. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your month.